Hey everybody, Protoss here, coming through your speakers, and today we've got a series that I've been working on as diligently as possible. This is a Terran versus Protoss matchup. It's a best of, I don't know, I'm still trying to figure that out. During the BenQ Clash, which is a Korean tournament. I've seen BenQ on a lot of armbands and a lot of different teams, so I'm assuming that they're pretty big sponsors of esports, and I'll throw their name out there because I will help out anybody who is supporting esports. That's what I'm trying to do myself. Anyway, enough about all that. Let's get these players introduced. On the 8 o'clock side of Antigua Shipyard is our Terran player, the Commander, MVP's Keen. Yeah, drew that one out pretty good. Alright, on the right side of Antigua Shipyard in the 2 o'clock position is our red Protoss player. And although it's listed as Twilight FXO, it is actually FXO's Oz, yeah, I'm just messing them up today. Anyway, I'm getting a little bored. You know, I've done quite a few of these, so we're going to have a little fun with these guys. This is actually FXO Oz. Both players are Korean. I'm not sure if this BenQ Clash is Koreans only, or if it's a national invitational, or no foreigner showed up, or I just don't know enough about it to actually speak. So I'll shut up and talk about the match. We've got a little SCV heading over to our Protoss players, do some scouting. I will tell you, without spoiling too much of the series, because I'm not even sure what order it is in, that both of these players are capable of some shady or cheesy action. I will have to say that our Protoss player has been proving that. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, say no more, say no more. And I don't know what happens here, so don't blame me if he ends up cheesing and saying, that Protoss guy told us what happened before he broadcast it. So that's not what happened. I'm just sharing with you. I don't know what order. You probably already saw some of the cheese matches for all I know. So our Terran player, not knowing what's going on, is going to leave this little SCV out here and yeah, truck out of there. Does look like a early stalker is going to come in here to try to push that SCV away. And we do have a pylon over here, maybe for some possible hidden tech. Gateway is being researched. Let's look at what's in production. We do have a factory going down for our Terran player. Second refinery, so he is going to gas, possibly moving into some kind of mech play. Who knows? These games have been relatively short. Haven't seen a lot of macro play, and I will not betray you as your replayer and tell you how long this matchup is going. But it does look like both sides are gearing up for macro play, and that can be backed up by Oz's effort to quickly expand to his natural. Does look like there's a little purple dot over here. What's that purple? Oh, now I swear I did not know. I did not know. And it looks like there is going to be a Stargate just below our Protoss player's base. Now I do like the fact that he is, I hate how the camera forced onto his base, but it does look like, yeah, this pylon is over here, but he will not see what is going on down here, which is obviously a Stargate. Now that pylon is not going to do much. Actually, stop the pylon. It does look like these, oh my gosh, is he gonna see it? Oh, I'm excited. Oh, he did see it. He did get up the hill, so he did see the edge of that Stargate. He will know that something is amiss. He does have sentries out, and he is appropriately bringing in additional stalkers. This Hellion harass is a ruse that our Protoss player will not fall for now. He's got a robotics facility coming in play, bringing out an observer. He's got stalkers over here ready for what should be a... Oh, okay, well, no Banshee. He's got a medevac, which I suppose will be useful for any... Okay, he is setting it up for a drop, but I really think that our Protoss player is going to be ready. The gig is up. Now, he is doing a nice job. He's going to come here in this corner, and I don't think our Protoss player is reacting quick enough. These Hellions are going to be dropped. I am not sure. Okay, nice force field. But I would have thought that our Protoss player would have kind of gotten the gig up and would have known what's going on. These Hellions did not do probably as much damage as they could, and they try to get out the door and they get force field. Nice force field from Oz, preventing that last Hellion from getting out and charting his doom. Now we do have a Raven coming, so some interesting teching going on from our Terran player, Commander Keen. He does have this tech lab here. And that's odd because, like, sometimes you'll just pop down a Stargate and then you'll build off of it, and then you can move the Stargate if you have to. And he is going to be able to move the Stargate. I'll try to move the Stargate. SCV is going down. This tech lab is lost. And it looks like he's just going to use the Stargate, or at least get it. That's unusual. Look at that. He just kind of did a bait and switch, and he's going to lay down and then immediately go into developing a tech lab yet again. And Oz is just going to kind of let that happen. And we do have the Raven coming out, and we have some tanks coming in and Marines. Marines are getting loaded up, so it looks like we're going to have some more drop from our Terran player. Got an Immortal, which is probably a decent response. It's got the hit point power, and we got a single stalker coming in here. That is not going to be enough to push off this drop play. Immortal's going to step up front. He is going to lose that pylon, and oh, look at that! Sending the stalkers outside, waiting for the drop to be fully loaded up. I like that. Seems like he lured him into picking up his troops, and then he was able to just take out one unit, which actually destroyed all of the Marines. So well played from our Protoss player, Oz. Now, he still has not really dealt with this starport, and now a Banshee is about ready to pop in. Probably being used, well, definitely being used for a little bit more harass. And there is an engagement in the middle, so it looks like he might be distracted. Got the SCVs on the field, so I feel like our Terran player is really trying to push for some kind of all-in, and I don't think he was ready for this push from the Protoss player. Protoss splitting up his army, not always a good idea, but he will be able to do some kind of pincer maneuver with this Immortal and these several stalkers if he has a significant defense. He is putting these troops on the high ground. The Banshee did do his harassment, but that harassment is over, and now our Protoss player is warping in more units, adding additional gates, but he does not have the ability to deal with this Terran push right now. Plenty of SCVs to repair that single tank. That is going to be a thorn in our Protoss player side, but the tank goes down, and now the back end troops are going to come in and squish our Terran player just like I foretold. And, well, I wouldn't say really squish, because it looks like the Protoss player now got those few troops squished, but the damage was done for the Terran player. I think he really wanted to do a little bit more with that than he did. I think I missed some kind of harassment from this medevac over here. Possibly another mini drop going on. Again, this Stargate is doing it, you know, it's paying for itself in the amount of harass and kind of the split multitasking that Keen is making Oz do. Does look like Oz was able to hold that off relatively well. Not a lot of technology going on for either players. Despite the fact our Protoss player is on 2 bases, he doesn't seem to be getting a technology edge, and he is sticking with gateway units, which I'm not sure if I 100% agree with. And it looks like this Stargate is going to be finally sacrificed as one big observer. And apparently these stalkers, we don't need to kill that giant purple floating building over the top of our base, getting a complete understanding of what's going on and giving this Terran ball that's coming up vision to the high ground. Whew, that was a long sentence. That was a really long sentence. And it looks like this is going to be another push from our Terran player. Is it going to be enough this time, though? Dropping down the Stargate, I think, just to kind of detract some of the fire from our Protoss player, but is this going to be enough? Just Marines left. We've got an Immortal. Stalkers microing away. And it does look like he is going to be able to do a good chunk of damage to our Protoss player. And again, I think that Stargate's doing his job of distracting the auto attack of our Protoss player. Immortal goes down, more units being warped in behind, but this Terran ball has definitely done its damage. I'd say it has paid for itself. Now he's bringing in probes to try to finish off this Terran army. More troops resupplying, and I think we've got gateways on cooldown, so things are kind of unraveling for Oz, and he finally taps out. Oddly enough, I mean, with 2 bases, I was hoping, well, I shouldn't say hope, but I was thinking that our Protoss player could have held that off, but a lot of pressure from our Terran player. With that, you know, just pushing over and over again. And I think that Stargate and its, you know, the constant harass coming out of it, whether it be the Raven or the Banshees. I mean, you know, if you look at that Stargate, it was put up in a strange spot, but it was used for medevacs for early drops, and then used for medevacs to support the Marine bio ball that came at him for harassment, and then used for a Banshee, which will, you know, played an integral part of the 2-pronged attacks that occurred, I think, several times in the mid game. So I think, despite the fact that it looked like economically and in macro play, our Protoss player consistently stayed ahead, that amount of harass eventually broke his back. Anyway, that's all I got on that. Hope you enjoy watching this. I think I got a couple more matches that I'm going to try to crank out and put the whole series out as a series. If you enjoyed this match, make sure to thumbs up it. If you really like me, go ahead and subscribe. If you've got comments that could help me improve my casting, or if you just want to talk about the matches, feel free to leave a comment. But anyway, thanks for watching.